an Old Testament. A love that was economically unavailable. He bankrupted heaven for my sake. Hello guys. Hi guys. Happy anniversary everybody. My name is Uche Michael from CCI Lagos Island. I want to share a poem with you. It's called Who Did This to You? And I'm sure it's will be a blessing to you. I plead in advance, forgive me. For this thing set before me, I am committed to commit. For I am about to puncture a piece of history you are familiar with. Why do you shrink God? You see, that question might sound rhetorical, but like a cake sugar-coated, it engulfs the main package, making it seem nicer than intended. Well, it isn't. Could it be? Could it just be that God is looking to enlarge his coast? But Christians, unlike Peter and Andrew, are unwilling to let go of their boat. They would rather toil all night than he to he who holds all might. It never occurred to you, but casting deep sometimes is irrelevant when you don't go right. They go, don't worry, Jesus, my problems I can handle. It is so sad to see mankind constantly limiting divinity, ripping God of the chance to truly create something breathtaking. I tell you, if most men had been awake while God created, then maybe the trees would have been in the sky and rocks fall from up high like rain because they wouldn't stop nagging. And for every word God said, they would read meaning. We probably would have starved in the garden because when God said, eat all but one, most men today will hear, eat none at all. Who did this to you? Why do you treat God like a big cloth from your old wardrobe collection? His intention was never to fit in, but that every time you step into him, you become fit for. If you ever have to adjust the clothes to size, then you violate the original idea, love, the designer, God, and the model you see. If it doesn't fit, the maker never had you in mind. Could it be? Could it just be that God's grace is like a big cloth to a Nigerian mom? Don't worry, you'll grow into it. His intention is not to have an aspect of our life. He won't have it all. He wants to act cloak. God's grace is bespoke, custom made to fit you without stress like Cinderella's shoes, only when it's met by Cinderella's foot. Can't you see? You are handcrafted, rare and perfect collection in the showroom of the greatest designer that ever lived. He's not Versace. He's not Gucci. You bear his label at the back of your neck. It reads, made in Zion, city of a Superman. Do you know? You are like a one-piece suit, kept in that position where you stood, so you can tie men back to his collar. I mean his collar who has called all men unto himself, but you just want to cut your coat according to your size. Who did this to you? Why do you box God and force him to choose from options A to E, confined to time, kept within a room with rules that guide? They go, I love you, Jesus, but this is where my Christianity ends. How do you expect me to dance and shout in your presence? I would love to dress smarter and finer, but that will only make me familiar. And don't you remember, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Is it just me? Or does that remind you of a certain rabbi who never went by the books, but was found in the midst of tax collectors? You are light of the world, a city set on a hill you cannot be hid. An apple does not fall far from the tree, so obviously I took after our Father in this ministry. Ask the man in the Bible, whose eyes could have been opened simply by the words of Jesus' mouth. But a little combination of sand and saliva could do the trick. That was swagger. So I ask you, who did this to you? Why do you play God and condemn sinners simply because they came forth? We celebrate those that disguise swiftly, lift up their hands singing, I surrender all to you, except your ability to see. Well, look closely at the mirror and you will realize you still look warm. So rather than let him spew you, why don't you cast you at the foot of the cross and let him spin you on a potter's wheel and remake you, remold you, rebuild you into a vessel unto honor. So when next man needs to see the light, when next man needs to know their right, when next man needs to meet Jesus, they'll come to you and they'll ask you, who did this to you? Thank you.